Here we are, guys. It's the 10th of November, and I wanted to make a video for 11/11, just to give some thought about what's going on these days of energy and the significance of them. And tomorrow, the 11th of November, we remember historically for Remembrance Day, the ending of the First World War. So today is 100 years after the end of, or tomorrow is 100 years at the end of the First World War. And how far have we come? Tomorrow I shall be visiting a very special place in Bosnia with my colleagues and our shaman, and we're going to a place called Visoko, which is the site of some very old pyramid structures that of course are disputed by those that want to dispute these things. So we're going there tomorrow to bring in the energies, to celebrate the coming together of our team and the celebration of the commencement of a project that we're involved with that sets to change the way that we view and deal with poverty around the world. So it's quite let's say, a day of celebration. It's a day of coming together as individuals, and it's a day of remembrance. I have some very good memories from 11/11 back in 2011, and tomorrow is going to be yet another celebration and another merging of people, of souls coming together to work together to helping humanity. And that's really our purpose here, isn't it? To help humanity. And as we see the collapse and the struggle of those that have lived an illusion and portrayed to us as, let's say, heroes or people to be respected, we see all of this facade falling apart. And what's, I think, quite important about that is it also happened to us. And those that are on the ascension, waking up journey, whatever we want to call it, those that have got tired of the old systems and the old ways of doing things are creating these new ways of moving forward. But when you look at all of this demise, this collapse, this dissolution of systems and fame and glory, doesn't it show you that we're all human beings? That we've all got something that we can hide behind. We have this exterior image that is easy come and easy go, and you can see the rise and fall of these famous actors and actresses and politicians. They've been built up to be something that they're not. So the truth is coming out in all ways, shapes and forms. And we are part of that change. We're moving forward, and we're remembering far more detail than what we ever have access to. And this shift in consciousness is real. And you're either flowing with it and part of it and being in it, or you're resisting it. There's no in between here. There's no grey matter. It's white or black, pink or blue. You're either in it or you're not. And the shifts of energy are here to support us. And yes, it can drive us to places of darkness. Yes, it can drive us to places of introspection and going within. And we're just getting tired of this going within. But the biggest battles always produce the best results. When we're dealing with ourselves, we are getting to our core. We're getting to who we truly are, and we're redefining ourselves. We're building our own life based upon this truth that we've discovered of ourselves. And that truth is made up of everything that we've ever done, what we can remember, and our experiences. And I know when I'm connecting with people, they're looking for answers. And We all seek answers, but we are the answer. And it's a very simple, logical thing to follow through. Is you have a question, you ask. You can either ask yourself the question and discover the answer, or you can seek another person's answer. But will you be satisfied with that other person's answer, or is it just another opinion? The only way you can be truly content with the answer is to discover it for yourself. And you either like it or you don't. You either appreciate it or you don't. But everything's a lesson, it's a learning, and it's a process. And many are afraid to step beyond that fear of discovery, of the unknown. But every time we wake up, we're entering the unknown. Every time we fall asleep, we're entering the unknown. Every time we're walking down the street, we're entering the unknown. So everything is the unknown. It's just this paradox that we've got embedded in our culture and in our psychology that we need to know the answers. Well, we don't. As children, we never needed the answers. We just trusted. We trusted in our own inner abilities and those that were guiding us, that are guiding us. And the same applies today. And, you know, a lot of new templates are being, let's say, templates are being made and broken every day. But one of the things that I find quite important during this, let's say, ascension is all of those souls that are in broken families or have been involved in broken families, that have gone through divorce or through separation and have gone through this massive, let's say, trauma transfer of trauma from their families. And it really is also time for us to be parents. Not only parents to our children with this new information, but parents to ourselves. This little inner child that was potentially never a child became a very mature person at a very young age. So we're trying to reacquaint ourselves with our inner child. And many of us never had happy childhoods. We had lots of stress, anxiety, trauma, and all of these things. But now we're finding this newness, this freshness, this ability within us, this new discovery. And it is all about building this new relationship, this new foundation as a child, as a teenager, to grow and prosper into this adult. But also sharing our knowledge with children. And really, what normally happens after a divorce is a mess. One thing that I've tried to maintain within my divorce situation is balance for the children and common parenting, common approaches on parenting, being able to talk to my former partner about how our children are growing and what is, in my opinion, what is right for them and what is not right for them. It's having those mature conversations. It's not about money, it's not about how we're living with each other, it's our children. And those children were made in love, as most children are. So our duty is to be that love and to be the responsible parent and to not be so crazy to think about new ideas. And as we form new relationships with potentially others that have also been through the same situation, is honoring those children as ours, as parents, as guardians, much the same as our planet. You know, we've taken so many things for granted that we've lost touch with how much more Mother Nature can give us. We've become completely disconnected. So we're forming these new relationships, not only with ourselves, not only with our children, not only with our grandchildren, but also with Mother Nature. And this has a radical impact on the way that Gaia is working. For eons, she's been struggling and adjusting to our growth and change and bastardization of the planet. Now we're changing that. And she will start to show different magic to us, much the same as things that are happening to us on a day-by-day basis. The magic is happening. And 1111 is one of those gateways that's very, very important for many things and for many reasons. And there's no set purpose. It's what is you feel you can do on those days. 11/11, 2011 at 11:11 p.m. I proposed to my twin soul in Abu Dhabi. I thought of the date. I didn't realize the significance of those dates other than the end of World War One. Whatever happened in that connection has happened in that connection. It doesn't stop the remembrance of that day. And for the good things, it's not about the sadness, it's about the things that we achieve on a day-by-day basis. We learn, we live, we grow, we share, we teach, we learn. 11/11, 2017 is going to be the coming together of a group of individuals, not only in my sphere, but in other people's sphere. It's a coming together of consciousness, of higher consciousness. And it's almost as if these two hot air balloons of consciousness are coming together and they're going to merge. And when that merges, it becomes a super consciousness. The consciousness becomes a living thing within its own way and starts to manifest amazing things, as we all do. And that will begin to attract other like-minded consciousness around and just exponentially grow. So don't be deceived by what you read and see on the news about how things are, or about how big something is, or about how tremendous something is, because there are other less public things going on that are working. Let's say incognito is maybe the wrong word, but no, it is incognito. We're not wanting to have that exposure. We're not wanting. We are sending our energy out, and we're asking the universe to bring those connections into our lives so that they can be aligned. And as the alignment happens, the whole thing takes a whole new journey on its own. And that's what's organic. We're not forcing anything. And that is really the purpose of life. For many years, for most of our lives, we've tried to force the outcome of anything. We've tried to manipulate a situation to come to our advantage. We've said certain things that we haven't been able to keep these promises. And now it's time to stop all that. We can only be what we can be. We can only promise what we can give today. We can only do what we can today with what we have. And that changes here. So whatever you decide to do on 11/11, it is a special day, like every day. But try to do something that grounds in the new energies that are coming, that you can feel, to send a prayer of manifestation to the visions and the dreams that you want to foretell. And just think a little bit about the next step of your life, what you would like to achieve before the end of this year. Because 2018 is going to be an incredible year. It's already set up to be, and you're creating it. So if you're creating it, you don't need the answers. You just live the answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, have a great 11/11. Whatever you do and wherever you are, sending you lots of love and light. Namaste.